Hello everyone, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, July 23rd. I'm Dan Filgreen. On today's show, Melody Desilets will highlight some of the resident volunteers we have here at Shell Point that help keep so many of the activities and services that we enjoy functioning. And Jeff Cory of the Legacy Foundation will give us a preview of what to expect during Money Week that happens next month. But first, we want to remind you of Saturday's LifeQuest discussion group. A legacy is inevitable. You will pass things down to the next generation. Aside from material possessions, you will instill character traits, talents, hobbies, skills, and more in your children and grandchildren. How valuable will your legacy be? Join Assistant Chaplain Bonnie Palmquist as she speaks about different ways that you can leave a spiritual legacy to your loved ones. Leaving a Spiritual Legacy is the title of this LifeQuest discussion group that begins at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands this Saturday. Do you enjoy being outside? Would you like to share the opportunity of being in nature with a neighbor? The Pavilion Auxiliary is organizing a new service to take residents outside to enjoy some sunshine. If you'd like to take part in helping out your neighbors at the Larson Pavilion, give Karen Lieberlees a call at 466-6135. You know, there are so many dedicated resident volunteers at Shell Point that without them, we couldn't keep all the activities and services functioning on a daily basis. To show our appreciation, Melody Desilets wants to highlight some of these volunteers for you now with a nice photo collection.
Well, we are here in Melody Desilets' office, and she is the volunteer coordinator. And if you have volunteered here at Shell Point, then no doubt you've been here to see Melody. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about highlighting some of our volunteers recently and the importance of having volunteers here at Shell Point. So
Absolutely.
Melody,
Yes.
It's great to have you, and recently you put together quite a few photos of some of our volunteers here at Shell Point. What was the importance of this? And talk about the importance of our volunteers, which we do value here.
Well, the reason I decided to go in a 24-hour period to take photos of residents was I have the privilege of seeing these volunteers on a day-to-day basis. And I just wanted to show others how awesome those volunteers are. And I went from place to place and got them in action, showing Shell Point the love and generosity that they have in their hearts for the community. And this, of course, is in the community, but our volunteers go outside Shell Point as well. So it's just so great to witness this, and I just wanted to share that on TV. And also, you had mentioned about the importance of volunteering. While right now we fluctuate in number between 1,200 and 1,400 volunteers.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And
because
it's
even with our
resident
staff
volunteers
here, that's not enough people to keep all the functions, the activities, all the amenities we have here at Shell Point.
Absolutely.
So these volunteers are pretty vital, right?
They are so vital, and they give a fresh perspective. It's neighbors, it's friends, it's family helping one another, and it just puts a wonderful face on the whole program of volunteering.
What would you consider to be the commonality between all of the volunteers?
Well, we recently had a photo collage in the Shell Point Life, and it was titled Passionate People Volunteer. And I would say that they have a passion. They have a strong belief in giving back and showing volunteering is an important part of Shell Point and where they came from. So I think they're all passionate in some way or another.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what would you say would be some of the benefits? You know, we've talked about the benefits they are and the asset to Shell Point and to the other residents, but volunteering in itself, are there any benefits to that for someone?
Absolutely. I think volunteering could be summed up in actually the 6 dimensions of wellness through the LifeQuest initiative. I'd say that I've seen people who volunteer for emotional reasons, for spiritual, for continuing learning, their education, for, of course, the community and social. Some people want to be in our natural environment, and some people just want to give back.
Well, that seems like a lot of reasons why a resident should be involved, and if they're not, All they have to do is come see you, Melody, and I'm sure you can find somewhere that they can get plugged in, that'll be something that they'll enjoy spending their time in, be fulfilling for them, and of course a great asset for Shell Point.
Absolutely. We have quite an extensive list of volunteer opportunities that are available to residents here. We only allow residents of Shell Point to volunteer because we have so many generous people willing to give back. We don't have to go outside of Shell Point. And so we meet together, we discuss what their interests are, where they would feel like they're giving back in the most meaningful way to them personally. And then we look at what's available and figure it out together.
Great. Now for those who may not know, you guys keep track of the hours that they spend volunteering. What is the purpose of that? I hear about these hours, volunteering hours.
Well, I've become notorious around Shell Point for saying, have you turned in your hours? And what that just means is we are an accredited CCRC, Continuing Care Retirement Community. So we have to keep track of our volunteer hours for the benefit of our volunteer program. So that being said, they write down as a day-to-day, month-by-month basis how many hours they're doing for a calendar year. Just as an example, someone who works on a Monday consistently doing 3 hours would just write that in their sheet. It's a volunteer sheet. They would turn that in at the end of the calendar year to me. I put it into the computer and I tally up the grand total, which for 2014 was 131,000 volunteer hours.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yes.
And it's so wonderful that we have that here and that it brings such an important, it fills the gap of the manpower, and it puts a face on every activity and a face on Shell Point as people are not just working, they're working with their peers and their neighbors, as you say. Mm-hmm. Well, recently you came to my office, Melody, and you brought a bunch of these pictures, and we were able to put these together in a little photo collage to music. And we're going to show the viewers that little collage now as we feature and highlight some of the residents.
Well, I was so excited to do that. I had to search for some of the volunteers in the sense that some are anonymous even, and they don't really care to be recognized in the sense of being called forward. But I wanted to put their faces out there to show that there are silent warriors behind the doors that are knitting, that are doing the stamps, that are gardening. They're doing all sorts of things in our community, and they need to be recognized. They're amazing people who give so much to the community, and they benefit staff as well, like you said.
Oh, yes.
So we are so appreciative. I'm so privileged to work with them on a daily basis, and I just thank you and your staff for the opportunity to show these beautiful, passionate faces on TV.
Right, right. So let's look at that now as we take a look at the photo collage of volunteers here at Shell Point.
Next month, the Legacy Foundation will host what is called Money Week. During this time, some of the area's leading investment management, estate planning, tax and insurance professionals will offer residents a complimentary half-hour consultation. Here's Jeff Cory of the Legacy Foundation to give us a rundown of what to expect during Money Week.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cory from the Legacy Foundation, and I'm happy to announce that we're bringing back one of our most popular financial programs designed especially for Shell Point residents. We call it Money Week at Shell Point. During the week of August 3rd through the 7th, we're hosting some of the area's leading investment management, estate planning, tax, and insurance professionals to Shell Point to offer our residents a complimentary half-hour consultation. Has it been some time since you reviewed your estate plan? Are you looking for answers to your burning tax questions? Have an annuity or insurance policy you would like reviewed? Would you like a second opinion on your investment portfolio or long-term care policy? Our schedule for the week includes Monday, August 3rd, Investment Review Day. Does the stock market have you worried? Are you looking for a second opinion on your current investments? This is a good time to discuss your portfolio with an advisor. Tuesday, August 4th is Estate Planning Day. When was the last time you had your estate plan reviewed by an attorney? Are you a new Florida resident? Do you have a question about your will, trust, or advance directives? Schedule a consultation with an estate planning attorney on this day. Wednesday, August 5th is Income Tax Planning Day. Do you need a checkup on your income tax planning? Want to learn about the new tax law changes that will affect you this year? Schedule a meeting with a tax professional today. On Thursday, August 6th is Life Insurance, Annuity, and Long-Term Care Policy Day. Have a question about your life insurance or annuity policy? Wonder how you can use your long-term care policy in conjunction with your Shell Point contract? Talk with an insurance professional today. And finally, Friday, August 7th, tenants insurance, auto insurance, and umbrella policies. Shell Point recommends that residents have a tenants insurance policy. Is yours up to date? Do you have a question about your auto insurance or an umbrella policy and if your limits are adequate? Visit with a property casualty insurance professional to discuss your policies. Please join us for Money Week at Shell Point, August 3rd through the 7th. Space is limited, so schedule your complimentary 30-minute consultation by calling Beth Crenshaw at the Legacy Foundation at 466-8484 today. We'll see you at Money Week at the Legacy Foundation.
And now it's time for all the latest happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Vance going. We're going to go over all the activities that are happening here today at Shell Point. 7:15, we have a Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's down in the Health Club on the island. The Men's Golf Association will be at the Shell Point Golf Club at 8 o'clock. Also at 8 o'clock, we have the Round Robin Doubles Tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. At 8:30, the Paddlers Club will meet at the Kayak storage facility for their weekly outing. At 9 o'clock is the time for Samba, the card game at the Sabal Room at the Woodlands. 9:15, the Shuffleboard will be going on at the Shuffleboard courts. Current events will be in the game room of the Woodlands at 9:30. And also at 9:30, we have ladies match play tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. And at 9:45, we have introduction to beginning line dancing in the Health Club. Basic line dancing follows that at 10:15, also in the Health Club. And our last morning activity is the 11 o'clock trip on the Suzy Q. Today they're going to Rum Runners in Cape Coral, and you do need to sign up at the greeter's desk at the island for those trips. Here's Caitlin for the afternoon.
Thank you, Bev. At 12:45, we have Mahjong being played in the Library Lounge. That's at the Resident Activity Center. At 1:15, we have the Aviation Club meeting in the Manatee room. Please note that there is a change in location for this month. At 1:30, we have a Health Connections class, Aqua Pilates Stretch in the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. At 2 o'clock, we have the Stamp Ministry meeting in the Stamp Room. That's down in the Island Tunnel. And at 2:45, another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2, Session B. That'll be in the Health Club, and that's currently full. The seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock. That'll be in the Osprey Room. Alcoholics Anonymous will be meeting at 4:30 in the Sabal Room at the Woodlands. And our last Thursday activity is pinochle being played in the library lounge at 6:30. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Coleth with your Academy information for Thursday. At 9:15, Protect Your Computer Security on the Internet will take place in the Technology Teaching Center on the island, and you can sign up at either service desk. At 1 o'clock, Taking Full Advantage of Your Website will take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up at either service desk. At 1:45, we continue with New Life for Old Computers in the Technology Teaching Center on the island.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is roast pork tenderloin with stewed apples and carrots. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95, and the soup of the day is beef rice. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a chicken tender with Swiss cheese on a roll with fries for $7.75. The dinner special is Thai night for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Thursday are New York strip for $19.95 or mussels for $14.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison. Welcome to Village Church Connection. I'm here with Nita Deweese in the Village Church Library, and I'm here to talk about all the wonderful things you can find for your summer reading. Nita, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
And we have over how many books and media pieces
We
here?
have 4,400 books. We have 46 CDs and 300 and some DVDs.
That's pretty amazing.
And that's pretty good for a small library.
No kidding. So, Nita, I was wanting to ask you, what's popular nowadays with people checking things out from the library?
There's a lot of interest in end times and the prophecy.
The future, what might happen in the
What
future?
might be
how
happening
might
at the end
world-
of time and all
Okay.
that sort of thing, which are, of course, all fiction.
Okay,
And one of the most popular authors in that category is Joel Rosenberg.
right.
And his
yeah.
latest Third Target is, when you read it, it just makes you think that you just saw that on TV yesterday.
Okay.
He is very, very up to date.
And you have his books, but I bet they're checked out
Yes,
frequently.
sir. Very frequently. We have
I-
quite a few.
Can I put my name on hold?
Absolutely. You can
Okay.
put it on and we will get it to you as soon as it comes back in.
Okay. Here, what are these authors that are also?
This author is Grant Jeffrey
Okay.
and Angela Hunt, and it is called Millennial Series.
All right.
And there again, it talks about the end times and a very, very popular book.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
What if I like historical fiction? Do you have?
We have
series?
historical, we have romance, we have
Cultural, like Amish.
Amish, yes, we have contemporary.
Okay. So I pulled a few off the
Okay.
shelf that I could sell just by the books were series. What's this series like?
This is by Julie Klassen. She's very popular, and she is more of a romance type writer
Okay.
than, for instance, versus a variety
Right.
of
Okay.
this type.
But in a historical setting or
I believe contemporary.
contemporary? Okay. All right. And this looks like a more edgy author.
Right. Brandolin is more of the, I think she's got mystery in hers.
All right. A lot of mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah. And contemporary setting.
Contemporary.
Okay. And then
And
this
Marta
series?
Perry is, I think she is the Amish
Yes, this
lady.
is an Amish, right?
And
right.
we have several authors who have nothing but Amish. We have a lot of Amish, and they're very popular.
It's fascinating how so many people are interested in the Amish culture.
They are.
And so I have noticed that a number of authors have a series in Amish.
Series and
here.
authors, and we do have most of them.
Okay.
And of course, I think it's interesting. I personally am not interested in, excuse me, in historical romance, but those people that are usually have been to that area. And because the story is written in
know
an
the
area
setting.
that's familiar
Sure.
to them, they really think
Yes.
that's fantastic.
Yes. Okay.
So, but we managed to service almost everybody's likes.
Okay. And of course, you also have so many nonfiction and reference books.
Right.
And biography. A lot. My mother loves biography.
Biography, we
And I
have
know
a
you
lot of those. We
too.
try to keep that as current as possible.
Yeah.
We do get donations to the library, and we, of course, have a budget, and we buy quite a few books to keep everybody up to date,
Okay.
especially the series, because people are just waiting for the next book to come. And I have a cart behind me that we usually put our new arrivals on, so that when you first come into the library, you don't have to say what's new, it's right there.
Oh, that's good.
And
I
then
like
after
that.
they've been there for about a month, then we'll put them back on the shelf where they belong, after everybody's had a chance to look at them.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for sharing some of your favorites and some of the favorites of other people.
Right.
And I'll have to come by and check something
You
out.
will, because reading is a fantastic pastime.
It is.
And we also have a very small amount of kids things, children's
Oh, good.
DVDs and books.
Okay.
So when the grandkids show up,
Yes.
we've got something to do with them.
I'll have to come over.
right.
And my granddaughter's coming.
All right, that would be perfect.
You're open 9 to 11 and 1 to 3.
Every day of the week, including Saturday.
Okay, and then on Sunday you're open just before the morning service.
Right,
And
at
4 to
8:30,
6
and then
in the
4 to 6 in
afternoon.
the evening.
And then you're also open on Wednesday right before the Wednesday evening service, so 5 to
5
7.
to 7, absolutely.
Okay, very
We
good.
try to accommodate everybody. We're closed on the holidays and on concert days.
Okay,
And we have a return box outside
all right.
in case you want to bring a book back and we don't happen to be open, but you
And-
can call us.
And I can check it out for more than 2 weeks. I mean, you don't have a
Absolutely.
limit.
No,
And I know from personal experience, if it gets on the shelf and I forget about it, after about a month, you do send a
we
reminder.
do send out a reminder, and if it's something that is on a wait list, we will remind you of that, but mainly just to let you know, do you still have our book?
Sure.
And if you don't, we
Yeah.
want to know that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for letting us come today.
You are very welcome. Come back.
Okay, hope to see you in the library soon.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. On tomorrow's program, Heather Batty will preview a Health Connections class about fruit and its healing properties. And we'll take a look back at all the top stories from this week on Shell Point Today. Until then, I'm Dan Philgreen, wishing you a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.